Ladies and gentlemen, I am finally back from my travels around Bali. Well, even though it doesn't feel like that for you because this is just another video from another video. But I've been traveling around Bali. I got married in Bali. I had my honeymoon in Bali. And I had my birthday in Bali, right? I'll put some pictures here of the wedding. It was absolutely stunning. And every time I go away, I always try and learn something from it because for me, life is all about experiences, right? It's about understanding different cultures, putting yourself in different, shoes of other people and understanding how they view the world, because that's probably the best way you ever improve as a trader or as a human being, is by understanding other people's points of view and understanding how they view the charts or view life themselves, right? It's the only way you're going to come out of that narrow-minded way and saying, okay, maybe I am wrong. Maybe there is a different way of viewing this, right? And it's only then until you open up and actually try and understand how other people view the world or the charts, you actually improve, right? So I always go away and I always think to myself, right, what have I learned from this? And yeah, I learned a lot from Bali. It was great. But let's jump straight into it, okay? So now I'm back. The new Mogwai Reversal alerts is literally maybe 2 weeks away from being released. So I want to go over what I have learned with the update, okay? Because before I went away, I opened up the testers group for this, and I was actually testing this while I was away in Bali. I was trading this off my mobile phone. So I just thought I would give you an honest video of kind of what I've learned with the new update. Now, I'll be totally honest with you. I have made a lot of money trading this. Like, I'm not even going to bother telling you how much money I made. What I'm going to say is just go to I'll put a link in the description, right? Go into the free group, right? And I post all of my trades in here, right? Just to give you an example here, this was just this morning, right? So just this morning, was it this one here? No, that was London Open. It wasn't that one. It was before that, it was gold. Here we go here, right? So look at this sell on gold, right? This was a double alert. So I took, there's the trade there. Look at that there. Beautiful, beautiful. And where is it? There. Beautiful. Look at that. TP hit. And I literally doubled the account in one trade. Well, I say one trade. I took 3 trades on it. But I doubled the account in one setup. Look, you see? 716 quid, 700 quid. Like, I mean, I'm not even... And that, yeah, I mean, I've given up caring. About it was 6 months ago, I turned £400 into $1 million. And since then, I don't know if it's my psychology or my mindset, but it's like I've just given up caring about posting the results and posting, wow, because let me give you an example, right? On my wedding day, I made 50% on my account. If you don't believe me, go in here, right? And you will see I made a big deal about it. I wanted to make some money on my wedding day, and I made 50% on my wedding day trading this. And this is what I've learned, right? This is what I've learned with trading the Mogwai Reversal, right? I have traded the Mogwai Reversal strategy every single day for the past 2 years, every single day, Monday to Sunday, even on Bitcoin, on weekends, on my wedding day, on my honeymoon, on my birthday, wherever I am, every single day, I will trade the Mogwai Reversal strategy. If I could explain to you in a different way, imagine if you go to the gym every single day for 6 months and you eat healthily. After 6 months, you will have a very good body. It's going to happen. That's absolute fact. It's impossible not to happen. It's the same with trading, right? If you're trading the same strategy every single day, regardless of your emotions, regardless of your feelings and psychology, you just trade the same thing every single day. After 6 months, you'll be far better than when you first started. Like it's going to happen. Now, I've been trading the Mogwai Reversal strategy every single day for 2 years, and it's like, yeah, I feel like I've just completed it, mate. I've done it. I've completed it. And I've realized one thing, that money management really doesn't make a difference in trading, right? I know it's a subjective and it's a discussion that's always going to cause arguments, right? But you know, what grows trading accounts? Winning trades consistently. What grows trading accounts very fast? Winning a lot of trades very fast, or winning trades with big take profits, right? It's the winning trades. The money management isn't going to save you if you can't win trades. And it's the same with losses, right? You can either blow your account in one trade, or you can blow your account in 50 trades. Just take a slow, painful death. You're either going to blow it in one trade, or you're going to take a slow, painful death. My point is, if you can't win trades, nothing else matters. You know, for me, it's like, I don't really, you know, I mean, I'm happy to put 10 grand in a trading account and blow it. I don't know. I just feel like I'm confident with my trading now, where it's like, I might as well go risk. I mean, look at that trade today. That is ridiculous risk. But I was like, the trade's either going to win or lose regardless, right? If that one's not going to win, the next one's going to win, or the next one. And it's like, I don't know, right? I'm not even going to bother showing you the trading results, just because it's like, I don't even care. I don't care what people think. I ain't interested, right? I've gone past it, right? But this is what I've learned with the Mogwai Reversal update. So let me just, I'm going to have to find you a perfect setup. Let me just pause the video. 1 minute. Okay. New update, Mogwai Reversal Alerts Indicator. What is this? Okay, so basically, this is separate to the binary destroyer indicator. Okay, so to trade the Mogwai Reversal strategy, you need the binary destroyer indicator, right? And if I was to turn the Mogwai alerts off, okay, we have a valid setup here. If I just mark it up there, there's the first pullback, and this is the second pullback. So this is a trend trading strategy, to keep it simple, right? You got your uptrend here, you got, hold on, I'll mark it here, up here. You got your uptrend, you got your pullback to structure, you got your second pullback to structure, you got your third pullback to structure, you got your fourth pullback to structure, as you can see, right? So as you can see here, if I just get rid of this here, you've got pullback number one, pullback number two, pullback number, in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea, okay? That's the Mogwai Reversal strategy with the binary destroyer. But we built an alert indicator to make it more efficient, because what the members wanted was they wanted an alert when a setup met the rules, right? So we created the Mogwai Reversal Alerts indicator. However, you need the binary destroyer for this to work, because this reads the binary destroyer, okay, and then once it waits for kind of the TCA line to, you know, pull back the structure above the EMA, it produces an alert which then is sent to your mobile phone, right? It just makes trading the Mogwai Reversal strategy more efficient and simpler, because you get an alert. However, you don't need it, right? It's just an added extra. Now, this is an update to the alerts, and what we added in was a feature that would let us know when you get a higher time frame setup appearing on the current time frame. So currently, if you look at my charts right now, I have the 15 seconds time frame, but I've got a 5-minute and alert lined it up. Now you can change this, right? You can literally go, you know what? I would like to have the 1 hour alerts lining up with, I don't know, let's just go to the 15-minute time frame now, right? Or let's go to the 5-minute time frame, right? So let me find you a setup right now when we get that appearing, okay? So let me wait for it to load. Give me a sec here. Here we are here, right? Hold on. There we go there, right? So as you can see here, just to give you an example, what we have now is we have a 60-minute setup lining up with the 5-minute setup, as you can see here, right? So you can kind of float around with it, and, you know, you can change it, you can add it on. It's just like an extra confirmation. It's not needed, which I'm going to explain to you right now, okay? And this is just a genuine, honest feedback on my review of trading this, okay? So I'm just going to find you that valid setup again, and I want to show you what I have learned with trading this. And I've lost my binary destroyer. There we go, right, okay? So let's just go over it here. Let me find you a setup that I have taken. Hold on here. I think we had a setup here, right? Here we go here, right? So as you can see here, We have the first pullback, pullback to structure, second pullback. Now this is the setup that I would take. As you can see, second pullback, confirmation of a trend, beautiful. Now this is what I've noticed with the new update, because the new update is telling me that the 5 minute is also lined it up with this one here. Okay, so that's nice. Now, regardless, this is the one thing I've noticed, regardless if that appeared or not, I would still take the trade. Okay, so effectively for me, and this is just my personal opinion, regardless if that appeared or not, I would still take the trade, right? Because I don't look at the higher time frames. I stick to one time frame. If I have a confirmation of a trend, I will take the trade. So regardless if that appeared or not, I would still take the trade. But what I'm going to be doing going forward is, if I was to get this alert here, is I will go for a bigger take profit, because what you'll notice is when you get the higher time frame lining up, you get bigger setups, right? You get bigger wins. Now, normally, if that didn't appear, I would do what I normally do. If I was to give you an example here, what I normally do on this one here, okay, if I was to give you an honest opinion, is okay, where's my setup going to appear here? Hold on it. There we go there. Where's my alerts? I've got to wait for my alerts to load. Okay, right. Okay, so imagine I got my setup right here. Okay, now I'm going to take this trade regardless, okay, whether I got an alert or not. Okay, so as price starts to come up like this here, I set my stop loss. I'll probably go for a stop loss of 7 pips. I would target the top of the zone, which is going to be just a 1-to-1, as you can see here. Once we hit the 1-to-1, what I would normally do on this occasion here, just there, is I would take partials, etc., move my stop loss up, and then I go target a 1-to-2. But because we now have the higher time frame also in line with this setup, I'm going to be pushing my trades for longer, right? So that is a nice little cool feature that I've noticed, right? Now, I just wanted to get that out there, is that sometimes you're going to watch me take trades when I've got the higher time frame confirmation with me, and sometimes I'll take trades where I haven't got it with me. The point that I'm trying to say here, for me, is the key that I look for when I trade the Mogwai Reversal is first pullback structure, second pullback structure. We all know this right now. I've talked about it every single day, okay? But having this here just means that I will push my trades for more money, okay? So to give you an example here, there was a trade on like I said, on gold. As you can see here, I had a bigger take profit, and look how much further that went. In fact, this trade actually went further than that. It's been dropping ever since this trade appeared this morning, right? And that's the good thing, right? That's the good thing. It's just an added extra confirmation. Now, another thing that I've noticed, okay, and this is another top tip, and this is kind of this is slightly different, but I want to word this differently, because let me explain something to you, right? What I've noticed with this new alert, if I just click off here, right? Let me just click off this replay button here. And I'm going to go over, where was that trade that I took this morning, right? Where was that trade that I took this morning? Look at that trade. That was the trade here. Look, that was the trade here with the double alerts. Just ready when it loads up. There we go there. Look at that double alert. Look how far it has dropped. Okay, it's like still going here. Look at this double alert just here. Look at that one. Look at that one. Now, this is what I've noticed, and I want to word this in a very selective way, and it's got to be in a sensible way. What I've noticed, if you get a double alert on top of each other, I have just been taking the trade. So regardless of anything, right, no price action, as soon as I get a double alert like this here, I will take the trade regardless. Now, I started doing this when this first got released about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I made a video on it. It was phenomenal. Mogwai doubles his trading account. Roy's passed about 5 prop firms since then. But I want to be honest with you on this right here. So how do I word this? Okay, I had to figure out how to word this because I know some people will hold me accountable for it. So I want to be sensible in the way I explain this to you. So trading is based on probability, right? That's fact, okay? And the only way to beat probability is experience, confident in your strategy, and just genuinely mastering trading, okay? So to give you an example, if I had a strategy that had an 80% win ratio, 10 trades every single day, that means there are 8 wins, 2 losses, yeah? And 80% is good, right? I'm just giving you an example. Now, based on probability, you could jump on the charts every single day, and based on bad luck, just take those 2 losses. And you could do that every single day and not make a single bit of money, even though you had an 80% win ratio, right? This is why most people don't make money with SMC, because SMC is like, oh yeah, you got like a 1 to 10 risk reward, and it's like you only need a 40% win ratio. Okay, well, based on probability, there's a 60% chance that when you jump on the charts, it's going to be a loss, okay? So you need to get those numbers up. So that's probability game, okay? Now, if you times that by 10 currency pairs, okay, 80% win ratio, 2 losses a day across 10 currency pairs, theoretically, you could take 5 losses every single day and not make any money. And the only way to beat that is, like I said, skill, experience, and just learning to trade. Now, there is another way that you can try and beat that. And that is this, what I'm trying to explain, right? And this is why I had to do it in a sensible way, because some people they won't understand. So on my charts in front of me, like I said, the double alert. Okay, now when I trade the Mogwai Reversal, it is like I normally do, second pullback to structure, etc. Now this trade I wouldn't take because, there's no structure, etc. It just genuinely doesn't meet my rules. But what I've noticed is when you get a double an alert, they win, right? Majority of the time. Now this is the trick, okay? This won't work on 10 currency pairs, because when I first started trading this, like I said, I made a lot of money. Mogwai made a lot of money. Roy passed his prop firm accounts. If I just show you here, right, and we go into the Telegram group, this is the trades that everyone else took. Look, this was Euro USD. I'm up 5%. I'm happy with that. This is again with the double alert here. Where's the alert here? That was the setup that I just showed you just now. That was it. The same setup on gold. The double alert. If you can see here, look, gold TP with 5-minute confirmation, right? So this double alert is phenomenal. Now this is using no price action. Just when you get the double alert, take the trade, no price action, literally just take the trade. But it will only work on one currency pair, because what I found when I started doing this was I was doing this on every currency pair you can see on the right of my screen. As soon as I got alert, I'd take a trade and that was it. And what I found was I'd lose like 3 or 4 trades in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I'd make like 20% back. It was phenomenal, right? It was crazy. But it was too wild because I was losing trades, I was winning trades, I was losing 3 or 4 trades in a row, I was winning 5 trades in a row. It was crazy, right? It was like this, right? I mean, I was making lots of money, but it was like I was losing 5%, and then I'd take one trade and it'd make me 10% back, like gold here, for instance. And I was like, this isn't going to work long term. What I figured out, that if you stick to one currency pair, it works. It actually works. So this is kind of separate. So what I've kind of decided I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to trade the Mogwai Reversal strategy like I normally would. Second pullback to structure, take the trade, etc. But I'm going to stick to gold and Bitcoin. And every time I get a double alert like this, I'm just going to take the trade. So just to show you, right, that one's a winner. Okay, I'm just going to show you, this one's a winner. This is the trade that I took earlier, the one that I doubled my account in one trade. Look at that one, absolutely beautiful trade. Okay, there's a setup just there. That is a loss. As you see, double alert, it has to appear on the same arrow. That one there is a winner just there. I took this yesterday, double alert just there. Another double alert just there. That was beautiful. And look how much these are winning. Look at that, it's beautiful. There's another double alert there. There's another double alert there. And like I said, right, you don't have to use this time frame. If I go to the 1 minute time frame, it's the exact same. So you've got the 1 minute lining up with the 15 seconds, the 5 minute now. So the 1 minute lining up with the 5 minute. As you can see, if I just find you some setups, there's one there. So you've got the 5 minute now on the 1 minute. That's a winner. That's a winner. That one's a win. Oh, is that free back to? Yeah, look, free back-to-back sales. Nice. Again, that one's a winner just there. Beautiful. As you can see, that one I wouldn't take because it's not a double alert. I'll just find you one more. There you go there, right? There you go there. Beautiful. Look at that one. That's a beautiful trade, that is. Let me see if I can find you one more. Sorry, I had to shut the door, right? And there's one more just there. But what I'm trying to say, right, because a lot of people are going to look at this and think, oh, I'll just, you know, as soon as the double alert appears, I'll take the trade and, you know, oh, I'm not winning, Jamie. Remember, this is only going to work. So obviously, Mogwai Reversal, structure, second pullback is how I'm going to trade it. But if you stick to one or two currency pairs and just say, right, okay, I'm just going to stick to gold and I'm just going to take the double alerts every time one appears, I think it will work. But I'm going to say that in a sensible way because some people generally don't use that thing between their ears. And yeah, like I said, right, I had to word it in a sensible way, okay? Because literally it is just take a trade as soon as the alert appears. But, I mean, this is, like I said, right, it's been really, really good. Just taking the double alert. This is now Bitcoin. That one looks like a loss. I mean, technically it was, I mean, that's news just there. So that is a loss. But if we go to the 15-second time frame on Bitcoin, and like I said, if you just stick to one thing, right, one currency pair and say, right, okay, I'm just going to take the double alert. Okay, so yeah, as you can see here, right, not that I would take this trade here, but you see how you have like the higher confirmation in your favor. It's great, right? It's great. Look, there's a double alert just there. Look at that one. Look at that one. Beautiful win. I'll just find you one more. There you go there. There's a sell, right? Just there. Look at that. Double alert. So that lined up with that one there. That's a sell. And have I got a buy? What did I take that trade for? Oh, yeah, and there's another double alert there. So as you can see, I've got three back-to-back. I've got a buy, I've got a sell, and I've got another buy just there. And this is what I'm saying, right? If you do this across multiple currency pairs, you're going to get a lot of losses, right? Because like I said, right, if each currency pair was an 80% win ratio, 10 trades a day, that means each currency pair is going to give you 2 losses every single day. Okay, well, you take every setup that appears on 10 currency pairs, you're going to get 2 losses on each one. And based on probability, right, you could just take all the losses. And the only way to compensate that is to use some experience and skill, second pullback, etc. However, to beat that, if you take just one currency pair and say, right, okay, one currency pair, all I'm going to do is take the double alerts on that, I reckon it will work. So that is an update on that, what I found. Having the higher time frames is great. It just, you can maximize your profits on it. That's what I've noticed, is it's just, you know, it's just there in the background. Look, you can see here, right? You see how we went from a downtrend, and then now I've got multiple signals telling me that the 5 minutes now is now in my favor. And look at that, it's the start of an uptrend. Right, and then when you line that up with a, you know, a bit of structure. So to give you an example here, not that I would probably take that one there because that's the first pullback just there. I'd probably take this one here when we didn't get the alert just there, that little MACD arrow there. But as you can see, right, that's the start of an uptrend, and it just gives you that extra confirmation or that extra confidence to hold your trades for longer. So yeah, that is it. Hopefully it's going to be released in the next 2 weeks. I just need to make some last minute changes to the coding because there's a few little bugs in the coding when you get an alert, because sometimes I'll get an alert on one time frame, but it doesn't appear on another time frame. So I just need to re-go over the code, and then hopefully in 2 weeks' time it will be released. It's a completely free update. So I hope you liked that one. That was an honest review. Still smashing it. Thank you for watching today's video. My name is Jamie Palmer.